Okay, abusua be ma kwa aba sonko so edeba POG Media so yembonra eye yensemu abusua Dompre ne ho akoka adwam National Security Ghana Police NIB for hante eye Dompre all because of say nensem bia odi aba betuda eye we declare war on eye Ablekuma North seat ne so a oche se NPP ni bia eche se obehu se one NDC ni bia yi no ne nyonko NPP ni embeboa omo na eche se omo ntungu eyesa NDC ni ne so no omo mbro ne ya abusua enye asam keto akra enti no eye NDC officials enso atena sisi ano omo ntena ho emma eye enyoma bi a atwam no eye nipa kunkum eye ensem bi a NPP for anase omo mpanyimfo ne kan ya chese omo amfa anya asem later on no ensem no ebemu saa ayawaso west wagon enkofo mu ku omo no omo ntena ho emma ebie ensibio enti saa Dompre ne wo na wa declare no omo nte ase enti no IGP Dampare ene national security for no hunt na sisi ano eche Dompre na so ayeshia eche arrest na omo be arrest na enye easy cry yensem mo yanko na yankonko tie ensema course na answer na ebeko no or and some can be a fashion the comment section like not share my afro so answer into me and can be
giving it to you and your cherished viewers and then your crew. Alfred, you see, when a fugitive comes out to alter certain words that has the tendency of disturbing the security of the state, the only logical thing in such an outburst is for the national security, the NIB, which used to be called BNI, plus the police service, IGP, should go and arrest this fugitive.
Why are you describing me as a fugitive? Really? Why is that?
There is a case against him at Akuffo High Court, where they are looking for him to serve him, and he's dodging, he's evading service.
Well, but I mean, you are just mentioning it, and so if you describe him as a fugitive,
he's aware.
I mean, I want you to address the issue, really.
Our lawyers had to go and look for a substituted service, file for substituted service, and it was granted. Now the next sitting, he is going to be looked for. You know that the seat he's sitting was illegal. He has illegally acquired the seat.
Why do you say it's illegally acquired
the seat illegally? He thinks that he can continue that kind of illegality perpetuated against the good people of Nsawano Addo. He wants to bring that rubbish.
If you say he's acquired the seat illegally, how do you mean? Because the Electoral Commission declared him as MP-elect.
That is why we are contesting it in court. His seat is under contention because they use fake pink sheets to declare him the same thing.
But that's why you are in court, isn't it? So until the court declares otherwise, you cannot say he illegally acquired the seat, isn't it?
Alfred, and that's why I'm describing him as a fugitive, because he has been evading service for the past 1 month. He's using the parliamentary immunity to run away from service. Now let's come home. He's making some derogatory statement against the NDC as a political party and daring the security. Look, we want to separate the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama from us, and we'll deal with him accordingly as a party. Let me tell him, if he thinks that this is the path they want to go, we are ready for them. We will protect every single member of NDC. Now that we have seen their inner colors, because they did similar thing at Ayewasu West Wagon, and did similar thing in 2020 and killed our people. Now he's coming out publicly to dare us that they will beat up NDC members. Look, let me tell Dompre, and I'm telling the national security, if they don't arrest this man for threatening the security of the state, if anything happened, they shouldn't blame NDC as a party. Because we are going to face him squarely. We are not going to allow this.
But he says that you've been preventing the Electoral Commission from doing its work. And he also directs that particular call to the IGP as well, because he says that the IGP is being a bit lackadaisical and using clandestine means to delay the coalition process to eventually declare their candidate as MP-elect for Ablekuma North. That's his position on this matter. So why do you say this?
Alfred, today, we were in the Supreme Court. Just today. Do you know why we went there? Because these fugitives, the Ablekuma North candidate, the NPP, Okaikwe Central, Tema Central, Techima South, these 4 candidates have been evading service from the Supreme Court bailiff. For the past 4 consecutive times we appear in court. So we had to go and file another process asking the court to let us use substituted service in order to serve these fugitives. And it was granted today. So the matter is in court. And the matter,
Dr.
because the matter is in court.
I keep saying that if you're saying that they're evading service, why do you describe them as fugitives? I mean, they have.
It is only a fugitive who ran away from service. If you're not a fugitive, why are you running away from service?
But have they been convicted in any way?
A fugitive is somebody who ran away from the law. He doesn't want the law to catch up with him. And they are properly described so, because they have been running away from the bailiff. On several occasions, they can't get them. They run behind a parliamentary immunity and say that they cannot be served. So today, we have been granted a substituted service, and we'll send it through their WhatsApp, we'll send it to Parliament notice board, and we'll also send it to Supreme Court notice board. The next sitting of the court, if they don't come, we are going to ask for a contempt of court, and they will be arrested and taken out from the court, from Parliament, because these people, they are illegally sitting on their seat. And we are saying the Electoral Commission, they have no business, they cannot declare it, because the matter is being litigated in court. They are aware of it. On what basis are they forcing to illegally declare the MPP? You know what they did, Alfred? Our last IPAC meeting, which I represented the NDC. Addo Dompre was not near to be found in that meeting. We took a decision. The minutes are there. If they think I'm lying, they should go and request for the minutes of IPAC, the last IPAC meeting on Ablekuma North. We took a decision that the 62 polling stations, none of them, look, the MPP didn't have pink sheets. Electoral Commission agreed they didn't have. We also said because of the vandalism, we also lost our pink sheets, the 62. So the decision was that MPP said they had scanned copies. And we told them we're not going to have scanned copies. Because I can sit behind my laptop and design pink sheet and put figures on it and say scanned copies. Who does that? Our electoral system is a manual system. And we operate, say, throughout. So if you are bringing scanned copies, we are not going to accept it. Little did we know that they were collaborating with some crooked electoral officers. And thankfully, when they brought those things, you saw that their own presiding officers disagree with some of the pink sheets they brought out there. And you, NDC, we should fold our arms and allow this crooked activity to be used to declare somebody winner. They know what they did. That's why Addo Dompre is ranting like some wild dog.
Well, he says that if the Electoral Commission doesn't declare their candidate winner, that's all they're expecting. That's in his view, and the position as espoused, that the NPP is expecting none other than Akuffo, their candidate, to be declared as MP-elect for Ablekuma North. You heard him there in the video we just played to you.
Alfred, over our dead body will allow this kind of illegality to be perpetrated on the people of Ablekuma North. Look, a Ravna won the seat fairly. It's just because of this vandalism and other things that occurred at that place. And I'm saying that if they want us to go to the veracity of the 62 polling stations, do you know that a polling station results can be cancelled outright when there is a overvoting seen in that polling station? If an overvoting occurred in the polling station, that polling station will be cancelled. It will not be added. So when they say polling stations are not being added into a collation of results, you must find out the reason behind those polling stations, why they were not added to. But you don't just conclude and say that, about 62 polling stations were not added, so therefore we are not going to accept the results. If all of them had occasion overvoting, all of them would have been taken out. And we are saying that we will not accept it. And we are saying that Rabna, look, if they are to go by the December 8th declaration, Rabna Obin won the election fairly and was declared. But if they want us to go this path, we have to slug it out in court where we are with them now. And why are they running? These fugitives are running and ranting like wild dogs all over the place. We are not going to allow it.
But then quickly before I let you go, one other thing he says at the end of that video that we played, we know that some of the pink sheets were destroyed, the 62, and that's why the Electoral Commission doesn't have it. You also don't have it. The MPP has soft copies, which the Electoral Commission has been relying on as well. But he says that you bent, allegedly, according to Frank Dompre, he's alleging that it's because you know you lost. That's why you bent some of the pink sheets and then the ballot papers. And we know what happened in that constituency, that fire outbreak.
You see, this man has even given me more reason why the national security should go and arrest this man. In fact,
Why?
He shouldn't be sleeping in his room tonight.
Why?
If he's alleging that NDC banned, he should go and give evidence. He should go and give evidence. He was alleged to have shot people at his constituency. Even one of them, in fact, he testified to me this afternoon. He has to be flown to France for treatment. He had shot on his thigh. He was our agent in Sawam. He and not Dompre was alleged to have
So what
shot
are you
people.
going to do about this if you are so minded?
I'm saying that if he's alleging he has this information about NDC having banned those things, the security should invite him. After making such statement, such silly statement, this officer should be arrested. He's a dishonorable MP.
Oh, I mean,
thank God we are chasing him.
Dr. Tanko computer. I mean, look, why do you say that?
Look, Alfred, do you know why I'm saying this? Why will he threaten the NDC and threaten the state security? Do you know that he even threatened IGP? He said they are coming to attack the IGP. Play the tape. This is an honorable man who was running into parliament seeking refuge that somebody described him as silly. And today, look at his poster, look at his behavior. Which adjective are we going to use to describe him?
So you're saying that to the extent that he makes these comments, you expect some action to be taken. But for you as a party who is at the receiving end of this, what are you going to do?
Well, as a political party, like I rightly put it out there, we will make sure that we will defend our party members. We are going to defend our party members. We won't allow anybody to attack our party member and get away with it. We will defend our party members and we'll make sure that we use the legal process to retrieve our lost seats. The seats that they have stolen and they are trying to steal again. We will use the legal process to make sure that the rightful candidates who were properly elected by their constituents.
The reason why I have a challenge with you if you say they stole, the Electoral Commission declared these persons as MPs elect. You are challenging it in the court of law. Until otherwise stated, it cannot be the case that you would be right in describing them as stealing the seat. There's a reason why you are in court, is it not? To challenge this. So let's allow the process, let's allow the legal process to play out as you have started, isn't it?
Alfred, we were properly declared by returning officers. Our candidates were declared. Are there no Electoral Commission staff? What is the CIC, CI 127? Who has the power to declare parliamentary results? Is it not the returning officer? The returning officers declared our candidates winners. Madam Jean Mensah and her commissioners haven't satisfied themselves that MPP has gotten macro minority. They wanted to help them and decided to say that
we don't have evidence of that, and so that we cannot associate ourselves with it.
Everybody has seen it. Is it not a fact? What are they running? Running helter-skelter to make sure that the MPP candidates are using MPP soft copies.
So you said you've gotten a substituted
service. Is it not to help the MPP?
You've gotten a substituted service today.
Yes, we've gotten a substituted service today. Yes, today. It was granted. We've gotten substituted service for these 4 fugitives. Now we'll send it to them on their WhatsApp. In fact, we have even told our lawyers, we've gotten their numbers. We'll post it to them through their WhatsApp, and we'll go to Parliament House tomorrow and post it over there. And then one will be put at the Supreme Court notice board. And then the date will be given. Whether they come or not, contempt will be issued against them, and we'll see whether they can sit in Parliament again.
Well, we'll see how the coming days will look like on this matter. But I spoke to Dr. Siribo Okweko, who is in charge of training at the Electoral Commission on this demand by the MPP that Electoral Commission should declare their candidate as MP-elect. That demand they have been making for some time now. It's not just today hearing from Frank and Dompre. In fact, a little over a week ago, we heard that demand they made in Parliament, beg your pardon. And this is what Dr. Sribo Kweko had to say about the NPP's demand that the Electoral Commission should declare their candidate as MP-elect. Take a look.
We don't go by what we're saying. We go by the situations on the ground. If you have the facts, we go by it. If somebody is saying declare or not declare, that one is not the issue. Do you have the information? Do you have the data? Can we go ahead and declare? Because then we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that once we declare the result, somebody can contest it. So you should have result that you will be able to defend when you are called before court to speak. So you don't just say that some people say declare, then you go ahead and declare. That's when everything we have to be sure that the return of that is considering them by the circumstances. They will give him the backing for him to do it.
Well, so in a minute, Dr. Tanko, you heard Dr. Sribo Kweko there, says that demand the MPP is making, they are not going to abide by it. Nobody can tell them to declare results in a particular direction or in favor of a particular candidate. They're going to do their job. That's the EC, ensuring that their level of independence is exerted and respected. So why accuse them?
You see, why I'm accusing them is they are the cause of all this mess that we are going through.
But you heard Dr. Sribo Kweko. You heard him, didn't you?
We sat with them at IPAC and we all disagreed the usage of scanned copies. How come they had to jump over their own decision and decided to now rely on MPP? These crooks to go and bring scanned copies, and they were relying on it to declare results. Is it not defeating what you just asked him? Well, it's a defeative tendency to what he just told you. Because why would they rely on MPP? Scan copies. These crooks who are experts in manufacturing figures and fake pink sheets. MPP, they are noted for that.
So you've got a substitute service. We'll see how the coming days will look like on this. And it's one that we are following quite closely here on your election command center, because the people of Blakuma North are the only ones without representation in this 9th Parliament. And it's not just the MPP and the NDC having an interest in this. The constituents over there as well are asking questions. And so we'll follow this quite closely. And this substituted service that you have also been granted by the Supreme Court. Dr. Rashid Tanko, Computer Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC. But coming up next here on Ghana Tonight, is it too much for returns and the contribution to the GDP as a country? The state-owned enterprises don't really have a good record or a good picture to contribute to it. But this is it. This matter that came up, what was expected to be a smooth handover from one managing director to another at SIC, as Insurance PLC, turned out rough, seeing the outgoing managing director, that's Hollister Dia Yen to me, instituting a legal action to protect her interest. That legal action, which we know and understand has been withdrawn, based on some reports we're monitoring, rather opened up a conversation about the benefits of the outgoing managing director of the SIC and how much she was enjoying through the suit that we saw. We now also know the following details as far as the face of the court documents that we have seen has shown. This is it. 840,000 cedis per annum gross salary. What this means is that this is her yearly salary. If you want to understand how much she's getting a month, you divide this figure by 12, and that's what we did. So you get 70,000 cedis a month. That's her basic. That's what she's taking home, 70,000 cedis. This was what the outgoing MD of SIC is entitled to, or what she was taking. And we understand she's locked up the office, gone with the keys, according to the reports that we've been monitoring. Also, clothing allowance every year, 84,000 cedis. If you want to divide that, you get it divided by 12. You get how much she was spending every month getting every month for clothing allowance. Then monthly entertainment allowance, 7,000 cedis. Entertainment allowance. Think about it. Okay? Official residence, free utilities. So the state has to provide her with official residence with free utilities, water, electricity. She wasn't paying for it. 3,000 cedis for her house help. So anybody she employs as a house help, the state is paying for the services of that house help, 3,000 Ghana cedis, right? That's not all. I mean, follow me closely. There's a security man as well, 3,000 cedis. So if you were the security man of this lady, we're talking about the former MD of SIC, you were supposed to have been paid 3,000 cedis. If you are a house help as well, you're supposed to have been receiving 3,000 cedis per the provision that we, the taxpayer, was paying for. Now, for 2,000 cedis for a gardener as well, monthly, right? Free medical care for a spouse and 5 children, maximum of 5 children. Official V8 with 450 liters of fuel, and $3,000 air ticket for a tour each year. We pay for that. Plus $810 allowance per day for official travel and yearly tour. So with this tour, we pay for how much is spent on a daily basis, right? And 3,000 cedis for gym subscription, 3,000 Ghana cedis for her gym subscription. We pay for that one as well. I mean, all of this generated a lot of conversation as to why, the MD should be getting so much. But you remember, this is not the first time the MDs of a state-owned enterprise or quasi-SOE or a company listed on the stock exchange has come up. 2 or 3 years ago, we saw the publications of the Cocoa Board MD or CEO for that matter, and then we got some information of how much in terms of allowance.
Okay, Abusia, we ne ensema ekoso ewo political highway so ano Dompre and SIC MD na so ayeshia police idinechia mo hanteno the ding Abusia beda masese moje pene kokoti sa audio we ede emai aha POG Media so beda masese